Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. When we talk about the Steelers, especially in this particular season, there's always an air of anticipation, a sense that something big might be just around the corner. And this week, that feeling has only intensified. The Steelers, as we all know, are a franchise with a rich history, a team that's always battling to stay at the top of the AFC, especially with the competition in the North. But what's intriguing now is how the team is adjusting its roster, making strategic moves that could have long-term implications for their playoff push and possibly beyond. Recently, the Steelers made a noteworthy addition by signing former New England Patriots linebacker Ja'Whaun Bentley. Now, Bentley isn't just any player, he's someone who has proven to be a reliable presence on the defensive side, especially during his stint with the Patriots. His signing came just ahead of the Week 3 matchup against New England itself, which is always a fascinating subplot, a game within a game, so to speak. Bentley's familiarity with the Patriots' system, combined with his experience in the league, makes him a valuable asset, especially as the Steelers look to shore up their linebacker core after some injury setbacks. But Bentley wasn't the only former Patriots defender that the Steelers showed interest in this week. Interestingly, the team also brought in outside linebacker Titus Leo for a workout earlier in the week. Now, Leo is a name that many NFL fans might not be overly familiar with, but he's a young, promising edge rusher with a lot of potential. Standing at 6'3" and weighing about 245 pounds, Leo has the physical tools that teams look for in a pass rusher. The Steelers, in their quest to strengthen the front seven, brought him in to evaluate whether he could add depth, especially after losing their starting outside linebacker Alex Highsmith to a high ankle sprain. You see, the Steelers are constantly balancing the roster, trying to find that perfect mix of youth, experience, and depth. They've been hit hard by injuries this season, particularly on the edge. Highsmith's injury leaves a significant gap on the outside, and the team is actively seeking solutions. They've got Nick Herbig, who's likely to start opposite TJ Watt, but behind them, the depth chart gets a little thin. Jack Sawyer, a promising rookie, is in the mix, and they've even signed Marvin Leal from the practice squad to bolster the rotation. But the addition of Leo could be a game-changer if they decide to bring him on board. It's also worth noting that the Steelers, in a series of roster moves, released receiver Rakim Jarrett and tight end J.J. Galbraith earlier this week, perhaps signaling that they're prioritizing defensive depth or specific positional needs. And after signing Bentley, the team also brought in wide receiver Isaiah Hodgins, adding some offensive spark to a squad that's been looking for consistency on that side of the ball. It's clear that Pittsburgh is looking to fine-tune their roster as they prepare for the rest of the season, especially with a division rival looming in Week 3. Now, what's really interesting is the broader context of these moves. The Steelers have also been very active in the player market recently, signing safety Jabril Peppers to a one-year deal. Peppers, who played for the Patriots from 2022 to 2024, has been a versatile defender, and last season, he played a career-high 955 snaps for New England. That kind of experience and versatility is exactly what Pittsburgh needs right now, especially in their secondary, which has seen some injuries and inconsistency. Looking back at the recent history, both Bentley and Leo spent part of their 2024 season with the Patriots, which isn't just a coincidence. Bentley played 2 games for New England, while Leo appeared in 4 contests, mainly on special teams and as a rotational linebacker. Leo, a 6th-round pick by the Indianapolis Colts in 2023, didn't get much of a chance to shine with the Colts, spending most of his rookie season on injured reserve and then on the practice squad. The Patriots claimed him off the Colts' practice squad in November 2024, and he managed to get some game time, posting a few tackles and 1 tackle for loss. His limited action might be a blessing in disguise for the Steelers, who see potential in his athleticism and pass-rushing ability. But don't think for a second that the Steelers are just stopping at these defensive moves. They're also actively exploring offensive line options. Reports suggest that the team hosted 5 offensive linemen for workouts just days before facing the Patriots. Names like Carson Barnhart, Sebastian Gutierrez, Lorenzo Thompson, Leroy Watson, and guard Chris Glaser. Interestingly, both Gutierrez and Watson have some history with the Patriots, having started their NFL careers on New England's practice squad in 2022. Gutierrez, who later played for the Raiders and 49ers, has shown some versatility, while Watson played for the Browns last year and started 4 games with the Titans. These signings and workouts hint at the Steelers' ongoing quest to bolster their offensive line, which has been a bit of a concern this season. Now, let's talk about what this means for the upcoming game against the Patriots. With Alex Highsmith out, the Steelers will rely heavily on Nick Herbig to step up on the outside. Herbig, who's shown flashes of brilliance, will need to bring his A-game, especially against a Patriots offense that's been trying to find its rhythm. And with the addition of a player like Leo, who can bring a fresh pass-rushing perspective, the Steelers might just have an advantage on defense. The Patriots, after all, are a team that values their offensive line and tight end weapons, so Pittsburgh's pass rush will be critical in disrupting their offensive flow. But it's not just about this game. These roster moves tell us that the Steelers are carefully planning for the long haul. They're looking for players who can contribute immediately, whether it's Bentley's leadership and experience or Leo's raw pass-rushing talent. The team's coaching staff, led by Mike Tomlin, is always looking for ways to adapt and improve, especially early in the season when every game counts. The injury to Highsmith is a setback, but it's also an opportunity for other players to step up and prove they belong in Pittsburgh's defensive plans. And let's not forget the division implications. The AFC North is always competitive, with the Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Cleveland Browns all vying for dominance. The Steelers, with their rich history of resilience and strategic moves, are positioning themselves to stay in the thick of things. Whether it's through smart roster additions or tactical game plans, they aim to keep themselves in playoff contention and perhaps even challenge for the division crown again this year. What's truly exciting for fans is that this isn't just about filling roster spots or reacting to injuries. It's about a team that understands its identity and is willing to make bold moves to stay competitive. The addition of Bentley and the potential signing of Leo show that the Steelers are committed to their culture of toughness and adaptability. They're looking for players who can fit into their system, bring energy, and help them win crucial games down the stretch. So, as we look ahead to the upcoming game against the Patriots, it's clear that the Steelers are not just going through the motions. They're actively building a roster that's capable of competing at the highest level. The fans can expect to see a team that's aggressive, strategic, and determined to carve out its path toward another deep playoff run. And with all these moves happening just before the game, it adds an extra layer of intrigue and excitement for everyone following the black and gold. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into the Steelers' latest roster moves and strategic planning, I want to emphasize that the season is long, and these are just the beginning. The team has shown resilience before, and with the leadership of Coach Tomlin and the talent they're gathering, there's every reason to believe that the Steelers are setting themselves up for a strong second half of the year. The AFC North battles are fierce, but Pittsburgh has always thrived in adversity, and this season looks no different. The road to another Super Bowl isn't easy, but with these moves, the Steelers are making sure they're doing everything possible to stay in the fight. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these recent moves? Do you believe Bentley can make an immediate impact? Are you excited about the possibility of Leo joining the rotation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and your passion keeps the spirit alive. Thanks for watching, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. Here's to a promising season ahead.